Today, I was having a conversation with a person I'll call Jane. She's a CPA, vast knowledge and certifications in her career field. She's really at the peak of her career. A lot of pride, a lot of ego. Not saying those are bad. 35-year career, but fully capable of retiring right now financially, times two, let's say. Jane's concern was, is she wasting her skill? She feels bad about retiring because of the scratching and clawing she has done over a career to learn and to be the best and to get these certifications and to be respected in her field. Is she wasting all of her skills? Is she lazy if she retires? Can you help me? And that was a discussion that we had. So I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to use a Stoic philosophy called memento mori. Memento mori. Let's call it memento mori. Remember that you will die soon. Okay, and I'm not trying to be morbid. I got a couple points here. Hang in there with me. If you're 55, good chance you're going to be dead in 30 years. How do you want to spend that time? I'm telling you, 30 years from now, nobody's going to care about your career. You're going to be replaced in 2 months. And I'm not trying to be talked down to anybody. This is what's happened to me. I'm talking from experience. I retired 32 years with a company. I was a plant manager. I would say extremely successful, doing a lot of cutting edge work. Developing people, spending time on people, making some bold decisions. I believe anybody looking at my career would say it was very successful. I expected when I retired, I did, when I was working with this successful candidate that replaced me, that I would be somewhat involved in a multi-month transition where they could call me, I'd come in, I'd meet with them just to make sure that they, understood where I was headed, what I was doing, what I would do in that situation. 0 phone calls. And this is not an indictment on the person that replaced me. It was a cold dose of reality. I was replaced. Nobody talked down to me. I was replaced. 0 phone calls. Now, as you know, I stay engaged through this YouTube channel. I do some consulting, very light consulting. Most of that is virtual. Coaching, mentoring on retirement, coaching, mentoring on reliability maintenance. I have speaking engagements. Got a big one coming up here in July at a national conference. I've written a book. I write articles. I stay engaged trying to make a difference in this space. But it's highly flexible. I can not do work for many weeks on end, or I can work every single day, 8 hours a day if I wanted to. Massively flexible, and but yet I can stay relevant. Not making the money I once was, but I've decided not to exchange my time for money. I want to exchange my time for influence. That's what I'm trying to do. I've had hundreds of success stories. People contacting me about their career as a plant manager or R&M manager or reliability engineer or even as a person retiring. And that's very satisfying to me. It gives me a purpose that I can help coach people on their path. That's just how I chose to handle this. But hanging on to your career, your 55, 60 hour a week career, I'm telling you, you'll be replaced in a couple of months and nobody will look back. And remember that you're going to be dead soon. So to me, my advice, you've heard this before, retire to something, not from something. Jane was looking at what she was giving up. Okay, and that's very common. Here's what I've given up in my career if I retire. What are you retiring to? What do you want to do? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to be a coach? Do you want to work for a nonprofit? Do you want to volunteer more at your church, for example? There are hundreds and hundreds of things you can do to use your skills. In Jane's case, as a CPA, nonprofits are begging for that skill set. And And this will clarify your mission, your gift in life when you define it. Like I say, what are you retiring to, and will allow you to jump. Because when you retire, it is a jump. It doesn't make a lot of sense at the time. You're like, oh my gosh, I got all these commitments and money and concerns, and it's just really going to be hard for many of you. And I've heard this story from Jane several times. Retired to something, not from something. That helps. Also remember that you're going to be dead in 30 years. How do you want to spend those 30 years? Nobody's going to care if you spend another 15, 20 years, getting another certification, getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Nobody's going to really care but you. Stop caring about how others are going to perceive your retirement. Think about how you're going to perceive it, where you want to invest your time. At 80 years old, what's important to you? It's going to be relationships and friends. It's going to be love and helping others, okay? That's what I believe it's going to be. You may believe something different. I'm giving my input. I've listened to, my parents are in their 80s. I listen to them. It's all about relationships. Nobody talks about their career in their 80s, okay? So do you really want to have that next level of career and exchange your time for that? I think not. This is Joe out.